The time is now. The time is now. And enough is now. Enough is now. Comrades power. Comrades power. Comrades rear. Fellow comrades, respected comrades, esteemed comrades, my lovely brothers and sisters, I'm very much happy and humble to having stood in your presence some days back and also today, standing in your presence to share one or two. Comrades, as Maseno University, we are all agreeing and we are all saying that the services that are being rendered to us right now are not that favorable for a normal comrade, for a comrade who is alive, but rather the services offered by the university administration are as poor as the ones offered in primary school. Comrades power. A time has come that we must all wake up as elites, as electorates, as delegates, as comrades to stand a chance to elect good leaders that are needed in Maseno University. It has taken some time that comrades are lamenting in Maseno University while other universities are enjoying the rights that they deserve. Comrades, number one, I want to tell you that while all of you are in high school, you are working so much hard to come to Maseno University, not to suffer, not to pay high fees, not to be increased hostel fees each and every year, not to make your life sound as if you are still in high school. Because the main reason as to why you wanted to come from high school is maybe to change a situation context in your families, a situation context of your parents, a situation context of your brothers and sisters at home. But see this point, after you reach Maseno University, there was already a high amount of fees being charged for comrades. Some parents already could not afford these fees, which were forcing comrades to at least defer. And right now you find that even with this, Maseno University is still hiking fees with almost a plus of 12,000. Are we pupils? Are we children of a lesser God that we cannot stand strong to elect leaders who can fight for us? I've came up with a strategy to ensure that all comrades are going to graduate at the same time, that all comrades are going to live 1 year to the next at the same time. Number one, with the high fees that you are paying, which mechanism can we apply as a university to ensure that we all sit for examinations equally? When you go to Masinde Muliro University, as I always say, you will find that comrades there are only required to pay 50% of the total fees so that they might be able to sit for their exams. Then come back to Maseno, you will realize that you are required to pay even 5 bob, 100% of the total fees for you to sit for a single unit. Why is this happening? Because we don't have people. We have only people who go there to the Senate to ask for some token in order for the ink to move somewhere to sign an increment so that our lives can continue being harder. I'm saying enough is enough. Enough is enough. And comrades must now wake up. Freedom is freedom is here. Freedom is here and freedom is coming with Victor Omollo. I'm promising you, comrades, I'm promising you, delegates, record this. I'm happy that it is even being recorded. That means we are very safe. For the first time, comrades are going to sit for their examinations upon payment of 50% of fees, so long as we won't deal with their money. This will help us in very many ways. We will have reduced the burdens for the parents at home. Because right now parents are struggling, the economy is not at a boom, but we are facing a recession as a Kenyan economy. That means we should have at least apply mechanisms which do not only favor the administration, but also favor the lives of fellow comrades. Comrades power. Comrades power. I want to say something again on the issue of fees. We elected leaders to go and represent us. We elected leaders to go and defend us. Yes, we did not have power as comrades when they were in office. But right now, we have power to make sure that they don't step in those offices again. Comrades, power. That is in the issue of fees. Number two, comrades, 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 comrades. Number two, I want to say that we are supposed to be reading and graduating. We are supposed to be moving from first year to 1.2. We are supposed to be moving from 1.2 to 2.1. No comrade should be halted because he is a fool. We are all wise. A comrade is always wise. A comrade is always wise. And because a comrade is wise, and number one, a comrade is also right. And number two, a comrade is also right. And number three, if number one and two cannot apply, then we will force the administration to apply. I've heard houses saying that. I've heard houses. I've heard these tribal houses saying that their enemies are fellow comrades, that their enemies are fellow tribesmen, that if you are from a Kikuyu and there is a Luo in Maseno University, therefore they've declared it as a Kikuyu an enemy to a Luo an enemy to a Maasai. I want to say that I, as Omollo Victor, I only have two common enemies. Number one is the administration. Number two is poor representation to comrades. Comrades power. On the issue of alt, that I was addressing, I think there are some comrades here who are taking more than 14 units. There are comrades here who are taking 16 units. And then there is Omollo Victor who is taking 8 units. And then you are being told if you fail 4 of the units, then you are supposed to be halted. Do you think that the comrade who is taking 8 units will fail the same number of units that the one with 16 units are taking? I want to say that we must promote equality. And therefore, for the first time, I'm deciding that the number of receipts that will be given is the number of times, which will determine how many times we will be. I'm saying that you must be altered only upon failure of half of the total units. Comrades power. You do not have to be halted because you failed 4 units out of 20. Why is it being so? Because we do not have leaders who can say that it is enough, enough is enough, and therefore we must only be awarded a halt when I fail half of the units. I shall have been very equal, very fair to those comrades taking even a jet. Comrades power. Delegates, as you all know, we are in the season of politics. That means we are in the season to change governance of Maseno University. But look at this context, that as Maseno, we only require you when we want to vote for us, when you want to vote for Omollo to go and lead in the Senate. What happens after you shall have elected Omollo? We give you 2,000 Kenya shillings, and then we leave you to disappear, wait for a certificate. Let me ask you something. What is that certificate of standard 4 based in science helping you with right now? What is that certificate based in CU helping you with right now? It is as useless as having the delegate certificate. Comrades power. Don't we have opportunities in Maseno University which can benefit even the delegates so that we can be able to reward them for the work that they are doing? I can be able to reward you for the time that I've taken, which you are sitting here to listen to me. I want to say that for the first time, we have a work-study program in Maseno University, which is accommodating over 500 students, and therefore we only have 200 delegates. For the first time, delegates are going to be given first priority when it comes to work-study. You don't need to apply. We will give you a direct ticket. I want to talk on the issue of security. Security is a major threat in Maseno University, and we recently witnessed comrades being killed, comrades are being butchered like wild animals, and student leaders are not taking any charge. Student leaders are only telling us that we are giving the police 24 hours. Upon the completion, upon the deadline of the 24 hours, or whichever the days that they give, they go silent and mute. We have a patrol vehicle in Maseno University. We have the bedrock who is supposed to be patrolling around the Maseno University, but I've done my research and realized the bedrock is only protecting comrades around the market. The ones we are staying in Nyawita, the ones we are staying in Mabungo, the ones we are staying in Umbwakali, Are we not comrades? We are not comrades of a lesser God, and therefore the services must be offered at equal intervals. And therefore, for the first time, the patrol vehicle will be moving everywhere around the varsity, and if they fail, we shall have to tell them that the direct way is going to Nyawita, that the direct way is going to Mabungo, and if they fail to do so, force shall apply, because we believe that as a team, as Team Omollo, if peace cannot apply in Maseno University, then we shall have to use comrades. Enough is comrades power. Comrades power. I want to talk on the issue of also harassments. As a first year, you might not be well aware of this, but I want to tell you that if you go to some of these offices in Maseno University, you will not like it, because you will be required to only talk in a window, of which sometimes you can be chased away. You can even be told that go and shave well is when you come back. What is that? As Maseno University, I think all of us are over 18 years, and therefore we deserve to go inside those offices. We deserve to be given the respect that we deserve, and therefore harassment must end, because enough is enough. I want to talk again on the issue of academics, comrades. This is very important because we are all here for the one purpose of academics. Why is it that in Maseno University, because I told you sometimes back that exam is hard, and therefore you might opt to enter into an examination rooms with both of your brains. Therefore, one of your brains might be in the skull, another of your brain can be in the pocket or in your sweater. And we don't dispute that. But you find that if you fail in Maseno University, you get below 40%, while you are 1.1, while you are in 2.1. Kama ni mwezi wa tatu, Maseno will tell you that you will come and retake. You will come and resit the exams in the next academic year. Go to KU, go to UON. These are the universities which are doing so well in Kenya, although we are the largest university in Western and Nyanza region. You will find that there is an issue of supplementary exams, whereby as a comrade, if you get below 40% in your 1.1, then in your 1.2, you are supposed to be given that exam for the first 2 weeks for you to complete it and do away with it. When you come to Maseno, you have to wait for 1 year. Let me ask you something, comrades. If you are in 1.1 and then you fail, ni mwezi wa tatu, and then you go to 1.2, remember, if you leave the things of 1.1, you forget them. If you go to 1.2, you still forget them. And then now you are in 2.1. Na ulianguka huku mwezi wa tatu. Then unakuja kupewa tena hiyo exam mwezi wa tatu. Remember, you've forgotten everything. You went to the holidays. Is there any chance that you are still going to pass that examinations? There is very minimal chance that you are going to pass these examinations. It is high time we introduce the issue of supplementary exams in Maseno, whereby if you fail in 1.1, the first 2 weeks of 1.2, you are supposed to be given that exam, do away with it. Comrades power. Power. Comrades power. Power. Thank you, comrades, because I believe that we are moving to the right direction. All these things that we are saying as comrades, we shall not fulfill them if we allow leaders who cannot express themselves well to go to the Senate. We've been experiencing challenges because we always give the leadership positions, the leadership mantle, to people who should not be having them. Remember, there are also some services, like one day you will have surpassed the deadline for unit registration and you will require some chair to go and fight for you. If we elect someone who cannot talk, who cannot tell the administration that we are ready, who cannot tell comrades that I'm on your side, then we are still going to suffer, and that government might punish us as delegates, might punish us as comrades more than it might punish them all. Comrades, comrades, yes. Comrades, yes. Comrades, yes. Sisikii sauti huko nyuma. Comrades power. Power. Comrades power. Power. Comrades, enough is enough. Enough is enough. If you give Omollo this chance to do all these things, because I believe that I can do them, It is not for the first time I want to promise something in leadership in order for me to fulfill. I've been in leadership in this Maseno University since 1.1. Let me give you a little bit of my leadership history, because some people say that you must have experience for you to serve somewhere. While in 1.1, I was the chair of all those comrades from Migori County. Just imagine a situation, a first year 1.1 leading up to 4 years. That is where my leadership skills, that is where my leadership experience began in this Maseno University. In 1.2, I came up with a charity organization which was able to support comrades, not children's homes, because I believe that outside there, the children's homes are always having people who support them. Sinivo. Si tuko na watu wana support children, so muko nje. Mbona tusijisupport kama comrades? And that is where even the unga that comrades have always been talking came from. I came up with that initiative to ensure that comrades' lives are in better conditions and that comrades' lives cannot at least go to a situation where they have to go home because they lack some simple necessities that as a student leader I can provide. In 2.1, I led the so-called Rasam as a Secretary General, and I worked there tirelessly to ensure that comrades who did not have fees to pay for their examinations got fees. I have comrades who can even witness that in my regime as a Secretary General, they didn't go home to demand fees from relatives, to demand fees from friends, but they did exams with the help of Omollo Victor. And with all this, if I can promise and fulfill, why is it that now someone somewhere is doubting that Omollo Victor, if promised to give delegates the work study, then it is hot air? I want to tell you that some of these things do not need a SOMU constitutional review to implement. Just the same way, when there is a problem in Maseno University, you don't need a SOMU chair to organize for a constitutional review to go and fight for you in the Senate. Comrades, we are all fighting for better representation of comrades in the Senate. Last holiday alone, I have more than 5 friends who went home just because a SOMU chair, a SOMU secgen, could not fight for them. Yes, they were caught with examination materials. And when they called the SOMU chair told them that, you see, you are caught with something, and that is an exam irregularity, and therefore fight it on your own. I want to tell you that it is high time no comrade must go home in my government. If it is a must, then the administration will have to explain to all of us as comrades. Comrades power. Comrades power. Comrades, enough is. Enough is. Thank you, comrades, and I humbly request for your votes. I humbly request for your support when it reaches 24th as delegates who are aspiring. I know there is a stiff competition right now, but as Team Omollo, we believe in one thing, in victory. You are all going to win, and after you shall have won, Omollo Victor will win on Friday, because there is nothing which will stop us. Comrades, lastly, as Omollo Victor, I want to tell you that if there was a person who had a better chance of endorsements, it was me. Because remember, I was even the Secretary General of a certain group. But I refused that. I said that comrades are suffering the same consequences, whether you are from Turkana, whether you are from Naivasha, whether you are from where, you are a bona fide comrade of Maseno University. And therefore, if you take me that I'm now a Luo or a Kikuyu, that you want to push me as Kikuyus, then after I shall have won, I will love to serve you the way you are pushing me. That is why I want to be fair, I want to be neutral, I want to be accessible to all comrades in Maseno University. Comrade power. To all of you who are here today, the journey began sometimes back. We came a long way and we are going somewhere we are almost reaching. I want to urge you that maintain the peace, maintain the fight, and freedom is on our way. Thank you, comrades.
Asiyependa Omollo, yeye ni mwenda wazimu. Omollo tunayempenda, Omollo wetu tunayempenda. Asiyependa Omollo, yeye ni mwenda wazimu. Omollo tunayempenda, Omollo wetu tunayempenda. Asiyependa Omollo, yeye ni mwenda wazimu. Omollo tunayempenda, Omollo wetu. 1 minute please.